So a few weeks ago, this company reached out to me and asked if I would review a set of watercolors for them. All right, so companies reach out to me and Maggie all the time, right, Mags? To like try different art supplies. I'm super busy, so I have to like really be ooh or awed by something in order to want to do a review on it. And the reason I get a little stressed out because I'm always in the back of my head being like, what if I don't like it? You know? Like, what if I don't like it? I'm going to tell you that. So this is what they sent me. It's a 48 set by Mei Liang, which is actually a sister company of Paul Rubens, which is a very well-established and very well-respected fine art brand. So I was excited to give these a try. I'm not going to lie. And at the price point of under $30 for 48 colors, that's like excellent. 2 tubes of Daniel Smith paints are $30, just to knock that into perspective for you. So I love that it comes with this acetate kind of sampler, swatch sampler. And because it's acetate, you can actually use it as an expandable additional palette. Just fun facts, FYI. It also comes with this little water brush. I'm actually super picky about my water brushes, so I wanted to make sure I gave this one a test. I usually only use Pentel water brushes because I'm very picky, like I said. And I'll be showing you how to do that in just a second. So there are a whole row of metallics in here, which are quite beautiful. And then it's really hard to tell what all the colors are, but they give you a very nice, large, heavy-duty card stock with all the labels on it for swatching, which is super nice. Normally swatch areas are really tiny. So the fact that they give you the whole acetate printout plus the water brush pen, plus that lovely, I almost call it like a menu for swatching, and I'll be doing that in just a second. I really love it. Let me just show you real quick the water brush though. All right, so to fill up a water brush, you just turn on your tap, and then it's as easy as just, be good if the camera was focused. You just fill it up. It's as simple as that. Boop. Hooray! So now that my water brush is filled with water, I'm comparing it to my Pentel water brush pens because like I said, I'm really picky. So I fill them up, and this is how you use it. You watch me fill it up, then you just press a little bit with your fingers. It forces the water into the bristles, and then you can use it like straightforward into your palette and then onto your paper. And I was super happy to know that this brush pen worked exactly the same. There's one by Faber-Castell that I do not care for, and a lot of them I don't. But this one worked exactly like my Pentel brush. There was nothing weird about it. It was just a round shape instead of like whatever weird bulbous shape my Pentel one is. And it worked exactly the same. It worked really, really well. So I just wanted to like out the gate test one little swatch just to get an idea of like the pigment, how rich it was going to be. And you know, it was kind of went on great. Hunted for this gosh darn green color. I finally found it at the bottom, but I'm going to be systematically swatching every single color so you can see. I'm going to time lapse it or else wholly boring, but you can see all the colors on my paper and as I swatch them on the card. But just a real quick word on swatching. But this is why swatching is so essential. It's actually important for tons of reasons. One is like a utilitarian purpose where like you just need to know what the heck the color is, right? When you go to dive in and you want to see what it looks like on your paper, not just what it looks like in the pan, because a lot of times that doesn't make any sense. So like taking the time to swatch these out is actually really, really useful. And as much as this is useful, this isn't actually what they look like. It's also useful because a lot of times, I shouldn't say a lot of times, ever so often when I'm swatching art supplies, you come across colors where like the cap is one color and the words describe it as being something else. In this case, for example, I just found that flash red is like this gorgeous, like gray purple. So I would never call it flash red in a million years. I think it's misleading. So if I didn't take the time to swatch and I saw a flash red, I'd be like, I don't want flash red. Or if I do want flash red, I want it to be like red. But it's not, it's like purple. It reminds me of Lunar Violet from Daniel Smith. So just had to like swatching is very important. All right, so now that I've impressed upon you like the true value and importance of swatching, I cannot emphasize it enough. I'm gonna just swatch these on. So I will put some music on so you can kind of relax and just kind of take note of all the colors and how they look in reality. Because again, they don't look exactly like they look on the acetate form. I am swatching on cold press, high quality watercolor paper by Fabriano. So it can take lots of water, and I just really got a kick out of the whole palette. I'll tell you my succinct thoughts after I swatch all of them, but I'll let you kind of relax and enjoy just looking at all of the colors. And yeah, I'll be back with my thoughts. So in case you're curious as to all these funny little fish that I'm drawing, I also have another video coming out swatching and doing a review on these paint pens by the Hippie Crafter. So I sort of combined these two projects into one. So much fun. This, by the way, is a great activity to do with kids. If you can even have them do all of it, from the blobs on the paper, which is really just swatching, right? But you can just do blobs and then wait for all the blobs to dry. And then you can just doodle these little fish designs all over them. So if you have grandkids or kids around, I highly recommend doing this. It's a really fun way to swatch out your watercolors or your acrylic paints. So what are my impressions on the palette? Well, first of all, I think the bang for your buck is undeniable. The fact that you get 48 colors for under 30 bucks is really outstanding. And I have to say, I freaking love the palette. I think the colors are wonderful. They're bright, they're cheery, they remind me of spring and summertime, and I think it's an amazing beginner palette. And I think it was great. I highly recommend. I also love that they give you a really nice sampling of every color family. Like, they're not stingy on the neutrals. All of the color family and all the rainbow here is very nicely and well represented. And just having that whole extra entire row of these gorgeous pastel-y iridescents was just like a really nice bonus. Usually I actually have a set of Paul Rubens metallic, and I always have to have them separate than my regular palette. So the fact that this is all in one, I'm pretty impressed, I gotta say. I really am. So I would definitely recommend. If you are interested in more product reviews, click the link here and you can go binge watch some more of my favorite mixed media art supplies.